Hey guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Today we're back in the FHG account. It's been a while since we've been on here, guys, but as you can see, 115,000 diamonds we do have in here. We have the brand new Awakened Hypogen hero that is up. We're going to do some summons, but overall, guys, one thing I want to share on this account is tower progression in here has been absolutely vital to getting these Awakened heroes. You can see we're at about 500 on the towers, 350 on the Celestials and the Infernal Fortress. But ultimately, making progression in here is going to give you an incredible amount of time emblems. Now, looking in here, this account is not free to play, but it has been free to play for about 2+ years at this point. Ever since we did the YouTube account, which I believe is already at 3 years. They've already hit the 1080 mark for the achievement. This account has put 0 funds into it since the Awakened heroes have come out. So far, guys, we have built the Awakened version of Brutus, which is, of course, is pretty ideal. I also built the Awakened version of Taylene, which again is kind of ideal. We've been working on Solus. Now, overall, with a regular account, I would go ahead and get Solus built, guys. This would be my big priority. Now, with that being said, because of the YouTube account, I am going to build out and try to get as many copies as I can of the new Hypogen hero. So, Materia or Materia, however you pronounce it, we're going to build her out. That way I can actually merc her on the YouTube account if needed. I did pull 1 single copy from the YouTube account a little bit earlier, but again, with 300 cards, I'm hoping we can get a little bit of a better build with the hero here. We do have a lot of chests, you can see. These accounts, similar to the faction accounts, guys, I don't use a lot, so there's not an incredible amount of usage. I do all the maintenance, I do the voyages, I do all of that. But as far as the accounts overall, not a lot of play on these ones. Let's go ahead, guys. We'll get into summons. 305 cards. Now, if you guys remember, Awakened version of Thane took 700+ cards. The Awakened version of Brutus took less than 500. So 305, we're in a pretty good roundabout area. With these time emblems, we continue to get more. I could farm up the towers probably an incredible amount, which I might actually do this weekend. Farming up these towers. That way we can actually build her out, getting her to the point of getting her ascended and then building her out to probably 5 stars with the diamonds and the Stargazer cards that we currently possess. So we're going to use some of these stones, guys. I have 4. At this point, we have only used 2 or had 2 Awakened heroes that we have ever seen with these stones, guys. Could it be a new hero? Which, of course, it is not an Awakened hero at that point. But we also do have quite a few of these stones. 36 in total, guys, with the Elite Stones. We get a copy of Salakai right there. So there is an unlock. Let's see what we got. So we got Salakai. We got Kaylene. Pretty good right there. We got a copy of Meatball. I'm not too impressed with him. Again, most players don't use him. We got Scarlet. We got Mishka. We got another copy of Kaylene and Nevi. So even though not many Celestials and Hypogens, still overall a pretty good pull. Now, before we get into the summons, I'm going to do my regular summons because, again, I think at this point we have a lot, guys, even looking here. Going down the factions, guys. Rigby, of course, not really much utility there, but going to 5 stars. We have Drez going to 5 stars as well. Granite requires the +30 signature item. You can see right here, guys, I don't have him built up literally at all. A majority of these heroes, even looking at Mishka, guys, no furniture. We don't have very much going on with her. Even Nevi there. Kaylene is another one that we definitely could build out. Now, I think at this point, we do have a couple Poe coins in here in the amount of 165,000 Poe coins. So again, we have a couple Poe coins that are just kind of chilling in there, waiting to see exactly who we built. And then Fane, Mizoth, it looks like a couple other heroes we could definitely build out as well. And we have food in there, it looks like. But overall, guys, let's do some of the summons in here. I have 400. Wow. Let's see, guys. Let's see if we can get some copies of this hero. I know this is going to be a little bit of a summoning session, but definitely want to see if we can pull some Awakened heroes in here and if we can get some copies with the luck that we have on here of some of the Awakened heroes. And there's an Elite, guys, which gives us a copy of Taylene. Now, she is a hero that does incredibly well, requires quite a bit of an investment. And look at that, guys. There is a Olgath just like that, followed by an Honesta. So pretty good pull with our companion points. That is actually a really good pull because Honesta's not done. And then Olgath, as you've seen, that was the unlock. Another copy of Ty Lee right there. Again, I'm hoping, come on, fingers crossed, guys, there's a copy of Sonya, that we can get an Awakened Hero out of these companion points. Really, really hoping that we can see one between the common scrolls, between the companion points. We should be able to see at least one in here, guys. I want to save some of those cards. I know we have 300, which means hopefully with some absolute phenomenal RNG, we could get some copies. Now, what a lot of players have been saying so far, guys, and this is kind of the general consensus that we're seeing right now, is unfortunately it has been really crap rates when it comes to the new hero, that most people are seeing their very first copy in about 65 pulls, which again is not very good rates whatsoever. But again, that's kind of what we're hearing, and kind of what I've been seeing so far is that the rates have been just absolutely ferocious when it comes to summoning up this new hero, which of course a lot of people are saying, well, Lilith gave us all of these free time emblems. They're not going to make the rates good whatsoever, which again, on the flip side, there's a couple players that have said, hey, I used 60 cards. I got 3 copies of a hero within those 60 cards. So again, I see it both ways, and I hear it both ways. On Reddit, on Discord, we see a lot of different players and a lot of different heroes that they're kind of building over there. So companion points yielded us some pretty good returns right there. There's another copy of Scarlet. Overall, guys, 394. Again, fingers crossed for these Awakened heroes. I would love to see at a minimum probably one. I know on this account as well, we have a tremendous amount of food. I feel like we're at a point where we do have to start recycling a lot of the food that we have on this account. And again, it doesn't get an incredible amount of use. I do the Labyrinth though. I do all of the voyages. I do the Peaks of Time adventures. I do pretty much all of the things that players do on a normal account over on this account, including building out or prioritizing heroes that we build. Even looking here, Scarlet. Big thing that I don't do is competitive when it comes to like the Curse Realm. Not super competitive in the Curse Realm. I said, look at these 5-star heroes. That's already 4 5-star heroes, or that might be 5 5-star heroes that we've already seen at this point. Even Salakai will build out, guys. Mauler Tower, Salakai does incredibly well. But again, he is a hero that requires a significant investment. Same with Nevi. Does really well, but does require that high significant investment to really get the utility of the hero working. All right, guys, 334 left. Means we're gonna get some more heroes, which there we go. Let me make sure I just thought wish list. Wish list will drop Scarlet out. Again, majority of these heroes, guys, we have built. At this point, we're kind of just adding stars across the board with a lot of these, trying to max them out. We don't have Tamarisk in there, but we got maxed out, still building Peanut. So we got a lot of heroes that we can still pull, as well as the Awakened heroes. I want to see some of them. I want to see some of the Awakened heroes in here, which would be awesome. There's a copy of Alero. Alero, again, not really any utility within AFK Arena. Definitely one of the bottom performing heroes. And there's a triple, guys. Look at that. Sonya, Peggy, and Antandra. So that is a triple, even though it's a very sad triple. That is a triple pull right there, guys. I haven't seen a quad in a long time. A quad would be absolutely phenomenal to see. There's a copy of Desira. And then the Awakened hero, guys. 400 scrolls. I want to see at least one. And a double right there. Not bad. Orin and Salakai, 2 heroes we absolutely want to build out. Again, in their own right within the towers. Both of them do incredibly well within AFK Arena. It looks like we got a couple more, guys. And again, we're literally going through the rotation of building out all of these heroes. Sonya, we already have to a 309. We got really lucky with her build. And then on Tundra, of course, we already have engraving on there. But adding that 4-star is nice. So who do we drop out? We drop out Peggy in here. We could build, well, Walker's already at stars as well. Let's go with Morrow. Morrow, again, still sees some utility. I still use Morrow a lot when it comes to Lightbearer Tower. He does well in the Lightbearer Tower. There's an additional copy of Salakai, followed by Desira, followed by a double, guys. That's 4 in a row. Peanut and Fane in that one. That is 4 elite heroes in a row, followed by a Tamaris. Now he, that's right, it is a he. We stress that every time because I forget. He is in a lot of formations, guys. Cursed Realm, we're seeing him in a lot of formations. Treasure Scramble, seeing him in formations. There is Edwin as well as Ulard. 94 scrolls left. Are we going to get shut out again with the Awakened Heroes, guys? And there's a copy of Maro. Come on, I want to see one. I know the probability is very low, guys, but we're getting elites like crazy. There's Sonya and Desira, which that might actually take Sonya almost out to being completed in the entirety if she's not already. And another double, which is Peanut and Eevee. We are getting some crazy summons in here, guys. And look at that. There's Orin and Salakai. Sonya is close. Then again, we'll swap out. It'll have to swap out to another light bear in there. And again, we have food pretty much forever in these. So we'll take these heroes up to that Mythic Plus level. Again, utility in the towers is phenomenal. Even Orin, again, we got food. And we have a lot more food that we could essentially build. But Orin is actually a good substitution. If you don't have the Awakened version of Thane, that is where a lot of players are using him, guys. Treasure Scramble, things of that nature. If you don't have that Awakened version of Thane, a lot of players are subbing in Orin. So there we go, guys. The last summon gives us another copy of Tresnar. Or on the table, I'm going to go, let's go Greyborn. We know we have Edwin out there. There's a copy of Damon. Then it is time for the time emblems, guys. Come on, Kelthar. Not getting lucky with those Edwin copies, but we got another copy of Kayleen, which is good. Stargazer, again, we're going to save it. We're looking for Halos, which we could do, but we have 305 in here, guys. Now, of course, we do get our first 6 are discounted summons. So let's see what we can do here, guys. It looks like a couple players are looking for her. Let's see, 300 cards. So let's see these odds we do get in here. There we go, guys. So we get one pretty early out of our 300. Because we had, what, 306, I think it was. And again, we know that 65 pity timer. Gonna eat up a lot of these cards. Gonna eat up a lot of our discounted cards. Which is pretty sad to see, guys. There we go. Could we see a double? Could we see a triple of her? Could we see some back-to-back? I would love to see it. It would be very cool to see. But again, the rates look like they're continuing to be horrible within here, guys, as we burn through these cards. There we go. There is another copy. Again, another single. But it's a back-to-back pull. Look at that, guys. 2 in a row. That ups our rates a lot. That really amplifies the rates, guys. If you can get 1 or 2 in a row, very, very beneficial for the rates. Come on, I want to see 1 or 2 more. And there we go. There is one, which is just another single. Not a back-to-back pull this time. Come on, we got to be close. Got to be out of cards. It has to be really close to being completely out of cards, guys. And there we go. There's another copy. Just another single. Remember, though, every pull is 1 pull closer to getting another copy. That is really the way that I see it, guys. The insufficient. So we had, what, 307? I think we had 307 in here. Let's see, guys, if we can pull 1 single one out of here. I know after those summons, we had to be pretty close to getting another copy. So 307 cards. And the final one here is not a copy. I'm thinking we can, I think I might have already bought the card, which we did. We already bought the card. Guild Store doesn't have any cards, so unfortunately, so 307, that gave us, what, 6 copies? So Desiro, we'll go ahead and build that up. So not too bad on the pulls. I mean, what do we got? Let me bust out the calculator. See if we can do some simple math in here. There we go. We got our standard calculator. So we got 307 cards divided by what? 3 or 6 copies. So it took us about 51. So 51 is the average, guys, that it took us. So 51 cards was the utilization. Again, that's pretty decent rates considering 65 is the pity. So again, 51 is where we built her, but there we go. So now my thought is we're going to continue to build her out, of course, but getting her to Mythic is what we wanted to, because remember, I want to be able to borrow her. I want to be able to merc her if I don't have the availability for another player to actually have her to merc. I do the same with the Awakened version of Baden. I actually go ahead and I do merc that Awakened version of Baden from my Graveborn account. Now on here, we're going to have the ability to actually merc her. And we're going to be able to merc her with the signature item, guys. Now remember, the big thing with her is that SP effect, which is the reason why a lot of people are saying 1 copy is going to be super effective with her. But overall, again, decent rates. I would say decent rates on there because we did get 1 copy every roughly 51 cards. And then, of course, we're going to build her out, guys. There we go. So the substat in here is haste. See, so I'm going to take her actually to a 35. Now, the logic behind this, guys, is taking her to a 35 is right there. We're going from 4 to 6 haste. That is the reason why we built out Belinda a little bit higher. That is also the reason why we built out Brutus. Why we actually built them a little bit higher was having that ability to actually build out the signature item again just a little bit higher so we could make sure that we get the heroes that we need. Let's go ahead and we're going to max these out. I want to throw and make sure, guys, that you throw, because if people are borrowing her, you want to make sure that you have an artifact equipped on her. Just because if they merc it, if you merc it empty, of course, it's going to be empty. Let's see. I'm going to grab these off, I guess, Khazard. Go ahead and deactivate this. Enchant him up, and there she is built, guys. Very, very cool to see. So even here, we have, what, 13? I have 9. Again, we want to build her up. Good reason to have alt accounts because you can build and merc your own heroes. I know a lot of players. I was talking to D2 this morning, and he can't find the Awakened version of Baden to merc, even when players have him on the friends list. So again, I love being able to merc my own heroes. We've done this with Baden for a while. Then, of course, in here, I need, let's do, I'm thinking the Arcane Warden. I'm going to put the Warden on there, again, just for that haste aspect. And that is her built out, guys, as far as we're going to get her today. So you figure we only need, well, based on 51, 307, we need about 300 more cards and she will be up to that ascended version. We're going to have the ability with the Poe coins to put furniture on her. We're also going to have the ability to go ahead and engrave her with the mats that we have. So, all right, guys, so that'll do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.